Okay. Hi, H. Hi, Poppy. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you very much. Thank you, H. That is so sweet of you. Very sweet of you. Um, well, since it's just us, we will hop right into it. So, unfortunately, yes, the 17-year-old girl, Jenna Lee, also known as Jenna Hen, has been identified as the remains that they found in the desert. So let's just touch on it a little bit here. I'm not going to stay on this case a lot. We are going to be talking about some other stuff. Hey, Wee, how are you today? I hope everybody's doing good today, for real. So, the remains that were found in a Nevada desert last week have been confirmed as 17-year-old Jenna Lee Jenna Hen. Okay. The Clark County Office of the Coroner / Medical Examiner said on Monday, January 6th, that the remains of Jenna Lee Jenna Hen of Henderson, Nevada, the reports that her remains have been found are absolutely 100% proved to be hers. Now, you guys know I'm weird. I didn't want to come out and say that it was her. I'm still, you did, H. Good for you. Good for you. Well, you go take your nap, buddy. Go take your nap. We'll be fine. We will be fine. If you haven't had your nap today, then you probably need to go take your nap. You know I appreciate you. So, unfortunately, Jenna had got into an argument with her parents. She left her home on the evening of December 30th. The family, after an hour and a half, went to look for her. They couldn't find her. They said she walked out the door, maybe said some things that, in hindsight, out of anger. And I am sure her mother and her father feel horrible about the situation. So they responded to a call Sunday that the remains had been found in the desert. It did match the description of Jenna. How this is horrible. This is horrible. What I would hope that people on social media might do is not be so quick to condemn these parents. She was 17. She was a straight A student. No problems at school. Had a boyfriend who absolutely was in communication with law enforcement, gave them his phone. She left without her phone. Now, what that tells me is it even before we knew that this was actually her, what this actually told me was she was angry. She walked out the door, in my opinion, with the intent to come back home. She didn't take her phone. I don't think that there was any, this is just my opinion, any shady stuff going on or anything like that. She was a 17-year-old girl. She got in an argument with her parents. She walked out the door upset, probably in her mind, just wanting to, be angry and just walk out of the house and maybe just take a walk to calm down. And being from that area, it is horrifying to say that she could have gotten disoriented. And after a certain amount of time, we know that in those areas they absolutely do get disoriented. They You would need water in that environment rather quickly. So it is really sad. It is really sad. When she left the home, it was stated that she said something along the lines of, "You don't have to worry about me anymore." That is so sad. That is so sad. She didn't have money or her phone. Um, now, on January 3rd is when the parents came out and pleaded for the public's help to find her. I showed you guys that news briefing. Her mother was devastated. Hey, Stephen, her mother was devastated. Just so sad. So I think yesterday I covered her case pretty extensive. This is what my hope would be with individuals on social media. Give these parents a little bit of time. I'm sure that there's tons of people on social media that want to interview them and they want to talk to them and they want to know what the argument was about. They want to know every little thing that the argument was about that made her walk out that door and say the things that she said. Personally, I do not find I'm not seeing these parents probably feel bad enough. They probably feel horrible. And they probably are feeling some guilt over like they said, a family argument. So I would hope, hey, I'm a bitch mama bear. I really do hope that people give this family time to grieve. Give them time to grieve. Excuse me, guys. I have a freaking cold. All right, another thing that I'm going to be talking about, and oh my gosh, this case is crazy, is the rose petal red rum. I'm going to be talking about that, but I need to, I started looking into that, and oh my gosh, you guys, there is some craziness around that case. So I have been researching it. We're going to talk a little bit about it. I've still got a lot more research to do on it. But that is pretty crazy for real. So I want to pop over. We're going to switch it up a little bit here. Everybody might enjoy this. White Boy Lockdown Radio has done a video. Let me add a like there. His wife has given me permission to use his. I hope I have permission to use these. I know she gave me permission to use his parodies and stuff. But of course, I always give White Boy Lockdown Radio you know, absolute 1000% credit on anything that they do. So I haven't got to watch this yet. I wanted to watch it with you guys because I know how much you all enjoy when somebody comes out with something about the BHB. Okay. BHB. So let's I think they have more. Yes, I agree, Greedy Mama. I agree. I agree. And I am sending all the prayers in the world to the family. It is very heartbreaking. It is very heartbreaking. It really is. Law enforcement has came out and stated there is no sign of foul play. No sign of foul play. So, I see maybe some individuals on social media trying to, make it bigger than, well, I don't want to say make it bigger than what it is because this is a pretty big story. This is a pretty big case, but law enforcement has said no sign of foul play. So you know how that goes on social media. Somebody will find something along the way that says, oh, wait a minute, you know. Sassy pants. Okay. So I want to hop over here because I had never heard some of this. So I'm using this under fair use. And I think I can speed it up a little bit. We'll go ahead. And I'm going to commentate on it because you guys know that's what I do. I commentate on different things. I've been trying to get out of actually like showing other YouTubers' content. So, like I said, his wife had given me permission to use his parodies. So I hope it's okay that I'm actually using this 20-minute video. But the title caught my attention, so we are going to check it out. All right, here is White Boy Lockdown Radio. Title is Bullhorn Betty Arrested for Molly and Blow. Let me share this really quick. Hang on. Hang on, y'all. All right. Hang on. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? Okay, let me put this in here. White Boy. Lockdown. Radio. Okay, here's the link to it. Hey, Plies. Oh, that's horrible. Well, wait, where did my thing just go? Thank you for turning it on subscribers only. But I would hope I was a subscriber to my own channel. Let me try that again. White Boy. Lockdown. Radio. Let me put that in there again. Now, I am going to say this because it was kind of crazy when I heard this. All right. I really enjoy White Boy Lockdown Radio and his wife's content. I really do. I do not show their content because they are friends with Don and Candace Wells. That was brought to my attention that, I liked them because they were close to Don and Candace Wells. Anyone who knows me, okay, anyone who knows me knows that I know quite a few people who actually talk to Candace and Dawn, and I do not ask them what their conversations are about. It's none of my business. I stand firm on my channel that innocent until proven guilty. I cannot sit here and put guilt on anyone when there's no proof of guilt. Okay? So, no. I show White Boy Lockdown Radio stuff because I really like the channel and was given permission to use it. So, just to let you guys know that, because, you know, people think weird stuff sometimes, and it's kind of crazy to me for people to, you know, so, hey, Katie Ann, some of these people, yes, very funny. And hey, anyone who's got receipts, that's a big deal to me. That is a big deal to me. Anybody who's got actual receipts on, you know, what's going on. I love fact people with facts. Yeah, me neither, little Deb. It's so sad. But we are sending a lot of prayers to Jenna's family. And it's such a sad thing that could have happened to anyone. It could have happened to anyone. So, you know, may God keep them in his thoughts, which I'm sure he is every second of the day. So, yes, prayers. Who lost their home last night, Flies? Who lost their home last night? Anybody we know? Oh, I don't know, Markella, but sorry to hear about that, Markella. Hope things work out for you. That's hard. That's a hard thing. So prayers are going out to Markella. Okay, so let's hear what he's going to tell us about the BHB. Thank you. Everybody looks at it when I post.
All right, folks, we can now call her Betty the Baser. Betty the Baser, there's receipts.
Thank
you for Blank Screen. Blank Screen is coming through with the receipts. What am I talking about? Well, first, let's rewind. Did a live stream last night about all these creators attacking somebody, right? For I'm still unsure if it was a troll, if it wasn't a troll, we don't know. But let's just agree to disagree that it was not a troll and the man needs help. Everybody decides to dogpile the guy instead of offering him a helping hand, right? And I went through examples of some of the creators who dogpiled the man, jumped on him. Haha, you're down. Haha, you're a junkie. And they all have these addiction backgrounds.
Wait. Who's he talking about? I didn't get a chance to watch last night's. Dang it. Okay, anywho.
And I did show some receipts of me drinking with old Bets at the bar, right? But boy, oh boy, I didn't know that old Betty the Baser was popping mollies.
Wow.
With a scale in the car. What do I mean? Oh, we have receipts. I'll put them on the screen right here. Get big, massive shout out.
Oh my God.
To Blank Screen for coming through with this. Now, here's the deal. Had to turn my phone sideways on this one, zoom it in, take a screenshot so the receipts can be nice and clear for all of you, right? For all of you.
Okay, thank you, Matt.
But boy, oh boy, this is what it is, people. Molly, Coke, and scale. And here's the thing.
Trigger warning.
It's in Manatee County. You guys know I've done a field trip.
Oh, not yet.
Did a vlog of her house and interview the neighbors. I want to go to the car wash, and I want to interview the witnesses. I want to bring my bullhorn. That's cooter on it. I want to do a full investigation here.
Oh my God. He sounds like somebody fit into our channel real well. He got a bullhorn with cooter on it. I don't know who he's talking about. Oh, yes, this is an 18 plus show, not for children. But believe me, and I'm going to double check it right now. This live is stated not for children. All of my content, it's all there, not for children. Kind of crazy, right? Crazy. Hey, can we get me to I need 3 more subs to have 1,660 subs. I'm begging for 3 new subs. Crazy. Okay, yes, my content is marked for children only. Yes, prayers for Markella. I'm not sure how she lost her home, but we will ask Flies here in a minute. Okay, let me get back to this. A surgery suit isn't as medicated as that. Surgery suit.
Give me the keys. I'm gonna go do the tires.
And my tip line, because this lady calls everybody felons. She calls everybody drug addicts. Lady, everybody knows the chili incident was weird. You cannot tell me you didn't pop some Molly before you went back there and sucked. There's no way you can convince me not.
Oh my
You're
God.
doing fine. And everybody, all these parents that you attack, they're all drug addicts. They're all lady. And you just said, right, when you were ridiculing Crabtree, right?
Oh,
we don't even know
somebody named
if it's a troll or
Crabtree.
not. But you're sitting there being like, I had all my friends die in high school. My friends, they were on hard drugs. And you act like we don't see you get wasted on your lives from time to time. But let's, this is true crime. We have to stick to receipts and evidence.
Yes,
lady,
we do.
We're about the same age. You look way worse than me. And let's face it, you have a little bit more of a belly than me and a few years than me, right? Also pancakes, and roast beef, but Quiznos number 5 with extra cheese. But
I feel so confident.
Hold on, let me let his commercial play through. Always let the commercial play through so that way they get credit.
Ridiculing the guy, and you're saying high school. If we're about the same age, right? You have a few years more than me. I'm class of 2000, baby, right?
Class of 2000? Oh my gosh. I wouldn't want to make White Boy mad because I wouldn't want him to talk about me. Now you want Quiznos? If I had an alternate channel, I would sub up to that one too. I am going to start a second channel, you guys. Hopefully I'll have that done by the end of January, beginning of February. Just trying to decide exactly how and what I want to do with it. You never know. I may start 3 channels. I just hadn't decided what I want to do with the second one yet. I know what I want to do with it. I just don't know how, how good it'll do, but absolutely.
So if you're older than me, right, man, that makes you like class of 97, 96. Lady, this was in 2008. I think it's in 2008, people.
This is what I was going to say. I graduated in 1982. Crabtree is about 35. He's a family and career outside of YouTube. He's been going out and search. Oh, he's searching for Sebastian. That answers a lot of the questions already, right? Oh, talking about getting. Oh, okay. Thank you, was his. Thank you. I see what you're saying. For real. Yep, go make sure your socks are subbed. She will be back in 2 hours. Yay, Cletus. What's up, Cletus? Love Cletus Von Pelt. That's my friend, Cletus. Okay, here we go. So, anywho, I graduated in 1982. And you all are talking about graduating in like 2000. Wow. I feel really old. My daughter's birthday today. I shouldn't tell her age. That's rude. She's 42. 42. I was like, oh my gosh, girl. Oh, I love her. Happy birthday to you, my little buckaroo. She don't listen to me anyway, so. But happy birthday anyway, daughter. Tubby 2-ton stitches. Whoop, whoop. Thank you, Tubby 2-ton. Thank you, Cletus, for sending people my way. All right. So, I've heard a lot about Bullhorn Betty. Let me tell you guys something, okay? I wasn't going to get into really talking about her, but I will see if I can pull up her record. She's got a record, for real. She scares me. She really does.
Says it's kind of scribbly. But I believe it's 2008. Lady, you weren't in a goddamn high school. You were popping Molly, and you were doing, lady. People, who was the plug? Who could you imagine BHB on some blow? Holy, she wouldn't shut the fuck up. You'd have to like literally. She's the type of person, right? You have to, if you got a bag or something,
He
she'd be in the
cracks
car,
me up.
and she'd go.
Jailbird Betty. Welcome, Jailbird Betty. I guess we did give you a little holler.
Oh my god! Hey man, I gotta get a. I need some pack of Newports, man. I'm gonna pop. You pull into 7-Eleven and you hand her a 20. You're like, hey man, go get a pack of smokes for me. You give her. Fuck it. You give her 40. Go get us 2 packs of smokes and keep the change. I gotta call somebody real fast. Very important. Need like 2 minutes of silence, and then you're just like, okay, cool. You're cool. Just come back. All right, cool. And you're watching her. As soon as she hits the door, the store door, you're like reverse. You gotta get away from it. Could you imagine? Holy shit. But people, without further ado, let's get into these results. Felon. You're a felon. You're a druggie. No, you are, bitch. No, you are. The defendant was involved in a verbal argument with her friend. The defendant was visiting him at the American Car Wash. The defendant was then given a verbal trespass warning. At that time, the defendant walked out to the sidewalk. As the defendant was screaming, well, when you know, she was then walked back onto the American Car Wash property.
Oh, go figure. So somebody told you to get off their property, so you get on the sidewalk because it's legal, right? It's legal to be on the sidewalk and run your mouth, I guess. All right? Then, oh, hey, tiger in a cell. Oh, baby, it's cold outside. That's an old song. That is an old song. Okay, so the defendant got into a verbal argument with her friend. And the defendant was visiting him at the American Car Wash. So the defendant was told to get out of here, lady. We don't want to hear your shit. Now, at that time, the defendant, we will call her, but we all know who she is, walked out to the sidewalk. As the defendant was screaming, she then walked back onto the American Car Wash property. All right, we'll let Matt finish reading it.
After she was given the verbal trespass warning, the defendant was then placed into double locked handcuffs.
Oh, she felt the cuffs before. I thought that the only time that she was in handcuffs, hey, Lightning Tiger goes to jail. Yep. Twin Cold Tiger is your brother. I know it. Okay, so I got to find it. I got to find her background, her record. Benny talked about it for sure. And she got in trouble for DV against her husband. Yes, she was married at one time.
The old platinum bracelets. Upon incident to arrest, there was a small bag of powder cocaine
No.
in her pants pocket. Well, officer, at least she's had pants on. We've seen her with less. Also, in incident to arrest, a small bag containing 4 pills of ecstasy were located
Damn.
in her purse inside her vehicle. Also, a small scale
Wow.
with powder cocaine residue was located in the purse. Being a law expert and all, you think you might want to hide those type of things, or at least blow the scale off. The defendant made a spontaneous, that's a good word, sir, a spontaneous utter noise. That's a good description, sir. The defendant
Wow.
made a spontaneous utter noise, stating that she was, how bad? Stating that she knew.
Okay, so wow. She gets busted with a small bag of Coca-Cola. Oh no, I'm sorry. With X, I'm just going to call it X, 4 little round tablets of X in her purse in her vehicle. Why would you need a scale with Coca-Cola residue in your purse? So she makes a spontaneous utterance, and that does describe her really good. Stein Eric. I don't know. I asked that question myself, Stein Eric, last time you were here. What do you think? You think she's going to be found in Hawkins? Or do you think she's going to be found in Norway? You're the one from Norway that's been, you said you and a group of people, if I remember correctly, had been conversing about the Summer Wells case, right? So your opinion is just as good as mine. So what do you think? What do you think, Stein Eric? And please don't block Stein Eric. Don't, Stein Eric has been coming around my channel for a really long time. He pops in and out. I've always thought he was a guy, but they pop in and out and usually like to have conversations about Summer Wells. So that question, Stein Eric, I would like to turn it around and give me a little hint if she'll be found in Hawkins or Norway. Okay? She can check to make sure she isn't getting shorted when she buys the Coca-Cola reason. Oh, yeah. Thank you, was his. I never even thought about that. And I'm just doing a live today. I don't mind switching up the conversations and talking about little different things. The only thing that I always ask is please be respectful to other people in chat. Opinions of others may not be the opinions of yours, okay? And my opinions may not be the opinions of anybody else's. And I'm good with that. Yeah, I mean, you would either have to make sure you're not getting shorted or you're not shorting somebody else, right? Why else would you have that? I don't know. I don't have a clue. So she went to jail. And this was October 2006, October 25th. Now, see, I get where their channel's coming from by talking about this, because you got so many people on the internet who want to go around and they want to pull out everything they can on somebody, but they're not releasing what they got in their closet, right? At all. Yes, I had watched it, honey. I did watch That Was His. Are you sure that's a document? Because I believe it was a movie. So I'm kind of conflicted on if that's an actual true story or if it's maybe like an old wives' tale. But no, I had already watched it. When I pulled it up, it was something that I had already watched. But I will check out your community tab. A little over 18 years ago. Yeah, I kind of got confused on it because I had watched it a long time ago, Was His. And then when I pulled it back up, I was looking at it and I tried to dig into it and do a little bit more research. And so yeah. Yes, I remember that, Stein Eric. Yes, sir. I remember when yeah, okay. Well, that's a little different though, Stein Eric, because you had told me that someone else had possibly seen her on the bus. But you thought you seen her on the bus about a year ago. Did you call law enforcement or make a report about it? No, I'll go back and dig into it some more, Was His. That's what I do. I do. I look into different things. I'll check into it a little bit more. Fly says it's a real case. What was the name again? What was it, Flies? Do you remember? Because the way they had it set up was more kind of like a movie. But it's really interesting. Put the name of it again in chat, and because my mind is kind of wacky whack right now. Okay, so Betty has problems.
About the pills. She also stated that she has a powder cocaine problem. Defendant was then transported to the Manatee County
Howard
Jail.
Mills.
Again, I think this says I know it says the 25th, but I think it says 2008. I'm unclear. This is a good laughing joke at Betty, but only Betty. Betty calls everybody felons. Betty calls everybody drug users.
I got it, Was His. Blythe
Betty's a
put it
felon.
in for me.
And Betty has had addiction issues. Now her persona on the internet will lead you to believe that she is a perfect person.
No.
She believes that she will lead you to believe that she doesn't stalk, harass families with missing children. And everybody knows that's different. She's going to court in a couple days for that matter. She believes she's perfect. She leads her subscribers.
You know what I said? This is what I said. If I could be in Tennessee, I would be standing outside of that courthouse with a sign that says freedom of speech, take her to jail hell. That's what I would be saying. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I will be okay. I can't sing today. It's a movie, but based on a true story. Yeah, I'll talk about it here in a minute. I'll pull it up. I don't know. I thought she always was a little Speedy Gonzalez, you know.
For viewers to think that she is a perfect person. That is not the further of the truth. We learn more and more about Baser Betty. This is not a jab at anyone going through addiction, because I'm sure people watching this video will get a laugh, but only because they know it's Betty.
Right.
We all have either been through this type of stuff or have loved ones, friends, co-workers, etc., who have been. And we all know the struggle. But when you know the struggle, you recognize it, you try to offer help. What you don't do is go on the internet and pretend that you've never been through that struggle when it's blatantly obvious that you have.
And that, you know what? Because this is kind of a lesson for everybody, right?
No, that's what I was kind of thinking too.
I've had this happen to me. I've had this actually happen to me. Right? And so, hang on a minute. I'm gonna have to blow my nose here in a minute. Okay, so wait, Stein Eric. That me and Stein Eric have this little language thing going on, okay? So sometimes he'll put a word in and okay. So okay. So you guys are basically the Summer Wells group is like a private group for you guys? I don't know. He just said he didn't know if it was a troll or not. But how messed up is it that oh no, Stein Eric is from Norway. The very first time I ever had spoken with Stein Eric, I believe you came into my comments, Stein Eric. So are you saying that that it's just you and a group of people who are kind of following the Summer Wells case? Oh, I get it. I understand the word, but I don't know why you put winter's time, spring, summer, and fall. You love Tennessee music? Well, good for you. Good for you. Is that a hint for me? Why don't you email me? Why don't you email me? I would love to have a private conversation with you. I really would. But that is totally up to you. But absolutely would have a private conversation for real.
It is a joke and just another chapter for Baser Betty that will now call her. We must go to the American Car Wash, people. It is my duty.
Now let me tell you guys something, and this is true. Some people on social media, and even there's creators who do it. They hide behind this persona, right? And they want to just discredit everybody that they can discredit. They want to talk about individuals. And a lot of times they're doing it, in my opinion, because they don't want if you're busy talking about people, it's kind of keeping eyes off of you personally, right? So the more that you can demean other people and call them out for shit, um, it's making people look at those other people and not necessarily as at the person who was putting all of that stuff out. That's my opinion.
It is my duty as a YouTuber that I must bring you the footage of the incident. At least if I go and vlog the spot where Molly was popping Molly, doing lines of powder, and made a spontaneous, utter noise.
Wait, oh, Betty. No, he said Molly. I'm confused. He said where Molly was doing it. But no, he's talking about Betty, right? Yeah.
To the police officer. I done myself proud. But can we get a manager? Can we get an eyewitness? People, this is Florida.
All right, Matt. I'm excited to see if you get a manager to talk to you about that situation. I'm kind of excited to yes, you told me that a long time ago, Stein Eric, that you had been the substance, yeah. I get confused on those two, Molly and Betty. Yeah, oh, don't tell Molly that. She'll be like, I can show you that I am not her. Yeah, I don't think Molly going harder now. That's her channel name, Go Harder. I'm like, girl, why you gotta call it that? That is kind of perverse. Kind of perverse. Okay, I'm gonna find it because I am just like that. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. And you guys, please go check out White Boy. And his wife has a channel too. I can't remember the name of it though. I apologize for that, but Bullhorn Betty. Let's see if this is it. Because this was years ago. Allegedly, she was married and she ended up having a DV incident with her husband, and she ended up going to jail over it. But it's way down the rabbit hole because there has been so much that has come out about yeah, she's really ticked off at Queen Bee for winning that protection order. But yeah, this is a big rabbit hole because this was years ago. I know Benny had it out on his channel. YouTuber, been arrested, she's being held. Okay, that's not what I want. I'm telling you guys, it's down a rabbit hole. I know Benny showed it. I can't remember what year it was. Oh my gosh. All right, I'll have to find it somewhere to show you guys. But I can say that this is what I'm going to say about Betty going to court in Tennessee, okay? What people need to realize is that Hang on, I've got another case pulled up here. 1990 is when she caught the attention the first moment. Thank you. Thank you, Flies. Damaged Good with No Regrets. You guys go check out that channel. So you were here in 1990 in Vegas. It means kind of private, little Deb. Wordplay. I told you it was kind of a thing. I can tell you what it means if you need to know what it means. But yes, years ago, Betty got into a DV with her husband. They say put her hands around his throat. And she got in trouble for it. So, here is let me get this. I have another story that just came out a day ago that I kind of want to go over real quick. This is BCSO KSAT 12, and this is from one day ago. Here we go.
Live from KSAT 12, the Night Beat starts right now.
And new on the Night Beat, a 29-year-old man arrested for child indecency. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office shared this video on their Facebook page today. They said they got word that Joseph Uribe was preying on an underage girl while working at a local bingo hall. BCSO said Uribe contacted the victim on social media, sending nude pictures of himself.
What?
It's unclear how old the girl in this case is. Investigators went on to say that Uribe also drove to the victim's home and pressured her into inappropriate contact. When authorities showed up to arrest him, Uribe said he knew why they were there and declined to say anything else.
Well, if he is in jail, I can guarantee that she is underage. For real. You seen a reference in Norway about Oravate? You wrote a book and an expo? All right, wait a minute. What is it? WTITRN. Written communication. Okay. A real one? In Norway in 1814. So you wrote a book, an expose about a red rum in Norway in 1814. Okay. Well, I don't want to get into that. I mean, it's really cool that you did that, but I don't really want to get into, yeah. I mean, it's really cool that you did that, but no. They came out that night and said she was missing, Sassy Pants. They put out an endangered child alert. So, yeah, I think you're reaching there, Sassy Pants. But that's okay. Good question. But no, I congratulations on writing the book. But yeah, I don't get into politics or anything like that. But congratulations on that, for real. For real, sir. That is or you talking, yeah, the guy who killed 77 people? Well, no, that was August of 2012. So yes, if it happened in 1814, yeah, I don't do political stuff over here, but like I said, congratulations. Congratulations on that. No, they put out an endangered child alert. They didn't wait a couple days to do that. They did that right away, right? Okay, so we have sent prayers to Jenna Lee's family, Jenna Lee Hen, her family. So sad. So this weirdo in a bingo hall gets arrested in connection with child indecency, sending pictures, going to the girl's house. So we will find out how old that child was. The world is a vampire. It really is. So sad. And I'm going to grab me another cup of coffee. I am at 1 hour. The endangered child alert went out on the 15th, the Amber alert on the 16th. So yeah, that day, the next day, she went missing allegedly on the evening of the 14th. So they put the 14th. Okay, I got to get some coffee. My mind is starting to wander. Okay. Yeah, we can talk. I mean, I don't have a problem talking about that, Stein Eric, because it is Human Trafficking Awareness Week for sure. It has already started. Okay, but right now I want to kind of touch base on this case that is going on right now, and they're calling it the Rose Petal. Hey H, are you back? Rose Petal Red Rum. Okay, so I hadn't really looked a lot into this. I'd been hearing about it, and then somebody mentioned it in my chat. So there's this 41-year-old man named I'm sorry, Christina Parcell is the victim here. She was 41 years old, and she was brutally red rummed on the morning of October 13th, 2021. Okay, in a suburban community of Greer, South Carolina. So then, when the crime was investigated, they reported by Stein Eric okay, that's the first press conference on June 16th. What the only thing she was wanting to know is because Stein Eric mentioned they had been following Summers' case since day one. Some people say that. I've been following Summers' case since day one. So Sassy Pants decided that that could look nefarious for some reason. So she decided to ask Stein Eric, oh, how could you do that at day one when da-da-da-da-da-da? Okay, that was what was going on in that situation. Anywho, okay, so she's 41 years old, and I mean, brutally red rummed. She was, trigger warning, stabbed like a lot. I'll have to find the exact number. It was a lot. Okay, so they believed the crime scene was staged, which included the ritualistic sprinkling of roses around her remains. So shortly after her unaliving, they arrested her boyfriend. His name was Bradley Post. They also arrested the father of her daughter, which was a self-styled music producer named John Mello. Wow. But we got to put a but in there, and I'll find a picture of her to show you guys. So, okay. Yeah. 1 to 2 months. I knew that, Stein Eric. I knew that's what you meant for real. And and I'm talking about different cases here. I don't mind talking about Summers' case today, because unfortunately, when we talk about trafficking, the possibility that could have happened is there. Even though the card team at the beginning did not think that they see no signs at that time of, her being trafficked. The possibility that happened is there. It's there. We can't take it away. We can't take any theory away, really, because we just don't know. Is that something that I would I would not hope that to be the case at all. It was you guys that brought Leonard Cohen in. You were the ones who brought Leonard Cohen in. We need to email each other. But I appreciate you feeling comfortable enough to come over into my chat. You always have. You've always been welcomed, and you will continue to be welcomed. Yeah. Yeah, the email guy was David. David Cohen. I got him to email me. I don't know if it was him or not, but yeah. Remember I told you guys that he had emailed me, and I told him don't be using all them dingy numbers and stuff. And so I actually got an email. Don't know if it was from David Cohen or not, because I didn't have the little digits on mine that everybody else had on theirs. But I thought, let me ask them a question, see if they'll give me an answer. And so I thought, what can I ask them that may throw them off? Because I have a feeling that David Cohen was more than one person. I could be wrong. So I asked them a question, and they did not email me back. Yeah, he's been quiet or got locked up. That is so funny. But, I mean, you want to come up on my panel, Stein Eric? I'll put up my overlay. Hey, Debbie. He described nearly everything that you guys thought was happening. If you ever want to come up on my panel, Stein Eric, let me know. I will put up my overlay. Nobody will see you. All they'll be able to do is hear you talk. Anytime. I would love to have a conversation with you. You know that. You know that, Eric. Stein Eric. Okay, so this is Bradley Post, which is the boyfriend. He was arrested on 10/19 of 21 in connection with child PORN investigation related to evidence obtained from the Red Rum scene. Okay, so her boyfriend, this is Christina Parcell right here, you guys. This is Christina Parcell right here. This is the boyfriend. Then you have John Joey Mello, who was the father of Christina's daughter. Now, he was arrested. Bradley was arrested on 10/19. John Joey Mello was arrested on 10/21/21 for custodial interference and tied to an accused red rum of a person named Zachary Hughes. He was tied to an accused red rum that Zachary Hughes, who is being accused of Christina Parcells' red rum, was arrested on 11/3 and charged with the red rum of Christina Parcells. So you got Bradley, the boyfriend, John Joey Mello, who's the father of Christina's daughter, and both of them are, Zachary Hughes is tied to her red rum, but Bradley Post was arrested due to the child PORN that they found at the red rum scene. Wow. So they decided that it appeared as though it wasn't a random act of violence of someone who was still out there running around. But they said they believed from the beginning it was someone she knew. So when the charges against Post, her boyfriend, and John Joey Mello, her baby daddy, were filed, neither one of them had been actually charged with her red rum. Now, Bradley Post was arrested on charges of sexual exploitation of a minor tied to child PORN and an ABUSC investigation. Okay? Baby daddy, Mello, was charged with custodial interference after taking his daughter out of the country, which violated a court order. Might have visual. He might have visualness. What happened on the hills? My link's up there. Why don't you take it? I'll put an overlay up. I will put an overlay up. For real. So you think, I don't know, going back and forth with it in chat is kind of hard. Okay, Stein Eric. Come back when I'm actually well, I don't know if I believe that, but I mean, I get what you're saying. But come back when I'm talking about summer. I'll do a live where I just talk about summer, and yeah, I think I know, Debbie. I know. You're welcome to come up anytime you want and have a conversation. For real. Your opinion and your theories, they do mean a lot to me. They do. Okay, so when boyfriend and baby daddy were not charged with her red rum. But baby daddy knew Zachary Hughes, who is being accused of red rumming Christina Parcell. So baby daddy took her daughter out of the country, obviously without Christina Parcell's permission. Now, no red rum charges were filed, and I'm just trying to run this case down a little bit for you guys. They hadn't filed any red rum charges until they arrested Zachary Hughes. He was arrested on November 3rd, 2021. They charged him with red rum and the use of a weapon during the commission of a violent crime in connection with Christina Parcell's unaliving, where he used a common kitchen utensil that people use to unalive other people. You all know what I mean. Pocket knife. Okay, so they've had him ever since. Now, this trial is starting, you guys. This trial is starting. So they initially didn't have a connection. Okay, during an April 2022 bond hearing before South Carolina Circuit Judge, they were told that a Ring camera from a home across the street showed the defendant, Zachary Hughes, dressed in a black hoodie and a backpack entering the front door of Christina Parcell's home just before she was unalived. They also found Zachary Hughes' DNA underneath her fingernails, right? We all, what, for summer wages? What do you mean? We all what for summer's 8 wages? Well, you got me all wrong, brother, because I can talk about Summer Wells and not monetize it. So waiting for it doesn't have a fucking thing to do with it. So you might go to another channel and say that, and it fucking means something. Saying it over here doesn't mean anything to me, if that's what you're implying, okay? If that is what you're implying. I've got a lot of stuff that I've talked about Summer Wells that is not monetized. Not monetized. But no, I don't sit around and make a quick buck off of Summer Wells's name. Really wasn't even going to talk about Summer today until you popped in, and I was being nice and thought I'd be respectful and have a couple different conversations going on at one time. So you do you, brother. Okay, so okay, so they caught this Zachary Hughes. They busted him out on a Ring cam. They also had his DNA under her fingernails. But why? Then the big question was, why? Why would he do that? So here are the key players. All right. So Zachary David Hughes was born in California in 92. He had one younger brother named Eli. They're telling us all about this guy. Okay. So in 2005, his parents moved Zach and Eli. Wait. Are we talking about the same people? Okay, we're talking about Zachary Hughes, the guy who red rummed her. Got confused there for a minute. Yeah, I thought it was Stein Eric. I thought it was. That's why I said I don't know if that's what you meant or what, but you know, sometimes when stuff is put into in chats, it's kind of understand what people mean actually. So no harm, no foul. Okay, so this Zachary Hughes, all right, let me go back. Okay, so Zachary Hughes, who is accused of allegedly unaliving this young lady in a horrible fashion, was born in California in 92 to Dave Hughes and Mindy Hughes. He was the younger brother. He has a younger brother named Eli. So in 2005, his parents moved him and his brother to Virginia. Once they moved to Virginia, they had adopted 5 children. They moved them all to Virginia from Russia to provide these children with a better life. They adopted, okay, so there's Zach Hughes, Eli Hughes, and 5 adopted children that they adopted from Russia so they would have a better life. So they're kind of using this in court, saying that it had a profound impact on Zach Hughes. What's that's got to do with their I don't know. But the Hughes family said they were unaware of any significant emotional, psychological, or physical adversity due to maltreatment they had received in Russia. Oh, okay, I see. So yes, they adopted 5 children, and they were all no, it's fine. Come back when I do talk about summer. I would love to have you here, Stein Eric, for real. For real. Your opinion, it means a lot to me when we're talking about summer. So please come back. Please come back to me. Okay, so they adopted 5 children from Russia. They didn't realize that, psychologically or, emotionally, that these children had received any maltreatment in Russia. So Zachary found an outlet, which was music. Now, this guy was a very well-known pianist from my understanding. I'm not going to give you his whole life story. It is on here. He applied in 2010 to Juilliard, the Juilliard School for Piano Performance. Wow. He was admitted to the Juilliard School for Piano. also offered numerous scholarships. Wow. People were actually shocked when he was arrested on November 3rd for the red rum of 41-year-old Christina Parcell. He is a very talented man, it sounds like. Still no, oh my Lord. I've got that's all the court documents right there. I'll pull one of those up next time. Next time I get into it real good, I'll pull it up. We will get into it. Your power went out again. Well, I'm knocking on wood. Thank you, Poppy, darling. I am knocking on wood, you guys, for real. All right, let's pop over here. I want to know about, hang on, y'all. Okay. I am not sure what this is, but I'm afraid to show it today. I gotta be prepared when I show stuff like that. Okay, let's see. Hold on. So they have motion in Limeline, which is the prosecution. Wow. These are all the legal documents. So this is the motion, which is the prosecution. It was put out September 12th. Comes a state. Now comes a statement notice to the defendant, Zachary Hughes, hereinafter to be addressed as the defendant by and through defense counsel. They were trying to exclude any reference to the jury or evidence presented by the defendant related to child PORN in reference to the victim, Christina Parcell. Hereinafter, Parcell, her juvenile daughter, is going to be AMP, or Bradley Post will be Post. Don't forget, Bradley Post is who I showed you as Mom's boyfriend. On October 31st, 2021, Parcell was unalived in her home. Preceding the unaliving, she was involved in a custody battle with John Mello, which was her baby daddy. They had a daughter. Now, baby daddy is alleged to be an associate and close friend of Zachary. Based on evidence the state intends to introduce at trial on April 17, 2021, is where Mello, baby daddy, texted Zachary Hughes through the app WhatsApp to harass the shit out of, are you going to make me sign in to get that? Yes, you are. Okay, well, anyhow, we're going to move on from that. For real. I will pull all that up myself. I don't need to pay for it. It's called research. We're supposed to get the snow apocalypse starting Friday. I hope mine stays on. I hope everybody stays on. I really do. Especially people with animals and things like that. Because a lot of people don't want to go anywhere else and leave their animals at all. For sure. This case is rather extensive. So, okay, hold on. I already had this pulled up. This was posted on June 6th. Hopefully you guys can hear this. If you can't hear this, let me know. This is a podcast and it was done by Christina Parcell. And this is actually a part 2 of it. Hopefully you guys will be able to hear it. Let me see here. Credit goes out to Christina Parcell. It's on an application, I guess, called Speaker, and it's more of a podcast type of thing. So, we dive into the investigation into Christina's unaliving, the relationship between John Mello, baby daddy, and Zachary Hughes, the drama surrounding Zachary's iPhone that was seized during the search warrant and arrest, and more. Hopefully you guys can hear this. I've never tried to play it, play it this way before. I am using this under fair use as an educational tool right now because I have not heard it. Let's see if we can hear it without me having to download it.
January 5th. Hope y'all have had a good weekend. I've been taking care of my grandma who's sick. My daughter's now sick and my throat's feeling a little funky. So I thought I better push out episode 2 on the backstory of the Rose Petal murder. Just a reminder, a week from tomorrow, January 13th, this goes to trial. I'll be in there every day and I'm trying to find out if it's going to be live streamed. As soon as I find out, I'll let you know. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit subscribe and like the video. It helps push my channel out to people who may not know I exist. So thanks for doing that. Let's jump in. And I've had a lot of people inbox me and ask, does John Mello have custody of his daughter still? And the answer is yes, he does. We're going to talk about the day before and the day of the murder before we go deeper into the connection between Zachary Hughes and John Mello. October 12th of 2021, the day before the murder. Flock cameras, which are really license plate readers, they showed the defendant's truck, which is a gold Ford Ranger, with a bicycle in the bed of the truck. On the day of the murder, October 13th of 2021, at 9:07 a.m., a Ring camera from a neighbor across the street shows Christina entering the home. That was verified by her fiance, Bradley Post's Life 360 app, which confirmed her arrival time. At 9:15 a.m., the same.
Now, don't forget that Bradley Post was arrested for PORN on his phone and the other charge.
Camera shows an individual entering her home.
That's her.
He arrived on a bicycle going into the front door and was dressed in a black hoodie with a backpack on. The bicycle matched the one seen on that Flock camera the day before. Wow. At 9:27 a.m., the suspect was seen leaving the neighborhood on the same bike. He had the same clothing on, but had an N95 mask on, and he had the hoodie up over his head. Again, flock cameras in Greenville caught the suspect on video with the same bicycle in the back of that gold Ford Ranger truck, just like the one Zachary Hughes owns. Now, his attorney said the video doesn't show Zach. If you're looking on YouTube, this is a photo from
Oh,
that
shit, I
Ring
should have pulled it
camera.
on
So it's all
YouTube.
dark. You can't see a face. And that's your
I
defense attorney
apologize, you
doing
guys.
their
I should have
job.
pulled her up on YouTube.
We talked yesterday about how
Okay.
Bradley Post couldn't get in touch with Christina. He went to the house and found her. Deputies responded at 11:08 a.m. When they arrived, Post was outside talking on the
See if I can
phone when a
find her.
deputy approached him. And when the deputy tried to ask Post questions, he instructed the deputy to wait as he continued to talk on the phone. The deputy said Post was shaking a little bit, but didn't seem too upset. When Post hung up the
Oh, I
phone, he
have
told the
her on
deputy he decided to come to the house when he called his fiancee, Christina, and she didn't answer. He went in through a back door, which he said was usually kept unlocked, and that's when he found Christina's body. Police went inside and did a sweep of the residence just to be sure nobody else was inside.
Let's I'm gonna pop over to her YouTube. She's got a YouTube. Hey, Justice for You, how are you? Okay, she does have a YouTube, and right here is, hold up, because I gotta make sure it comes through. Okay. Let me drop her link really quick. Okay, hold on, y'all. I am gonna speed it up. I'll go ahead and speed it up. Oh, hold on, because it's not gonna share. Oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? My friends all drive Porsches. Okay, so this is Pretty Lies and Alibis. Let me grab that link really quickly. Shout out to her. Glad that I found you had a channel. Pretty Lies and Alibis. There is the link to her channel right there. And I found you Crime Lines and Alibis over on Spreaker. Over on Spreaker, ma'am. So glad you have a YouTube channel. All right, I did speed it up. Yes, and I am using this under the Fair Use Act, educational purposes. I do want to show you guys. Okay, so let me turn that off for a second. She's again showing us. This is Bradley Post. He was not charged with Red Rum. That is her fiance, who was arrested on basically child porn. Okay. And here is Christina Parcell herself. This is John Mello, baby daddy. He is not charged with anything except for child custody issue. And Zachary Hughes, the defendant, they're trying to put a connection in there. So this is the guy on the bicycle. This is the guy that she was talking about on the bicycle that was seen on a Ring door cam. That Ring door cam is a pretty good camera to pick that up. This is the home itself. And let me try to find maybe where she was. This is Zachary Hughes. He is a piano genius. Okay. This is where, let me rewind it just a little bit here. Okay. I'm just going to take it back to right here at the house. Well, no, this tells the story. Let me just bring this one all the way back to the beginning. So yes, he does still have custody of his daughter.
John Mello have custody of his daughter still. And the answer is yes.
Hopefully you guys
he
can
does.
hear this.
We're going to talk about the day before and the day of the murder before we go deeper into the connection between Zachary Hughes and John Mello. October 12th of 2021, the day before the murder. Flock cameras, which are really license plate readers, they showed the defendant's truck, which is a gold Ford Ranger, with a bicycle in the bed of the truck. On the day of the murder, October 13th of 2021, at 9:07 a.m., a Ring camera from a neighbor across the street shows Christina entering the home. That was verified by her fiance, Bradley Post's Life 360 app, which confirmed her arrival time. At 9:15 a.m., the same camera shows an individual entering her home. He arrived on a bicycle going into the front door and was dressed in a black hoodie with a backpack on. The bicycle matched the one seen on that Flock camera the day before.
Wow.
At 9:27 a.m., the suspect was seen leaving the neighborhood on the same bike. He had the same clothing on, but had an N95 mask on, and he had the hoodie up over his head. Again, Flock cameras in Greenville caught the suspect on video with the same bicycle in the back of that gold Ford Ranger truck, just like the one Zachary Hughes owns. Now, his attorney said the video doesn't show Zach. If you're looking on YouTube, this is a photo from that Ring camera. So it's all dark. You can't see a face.
No,
and that's your
can't.
defense attorney doing their job. We talked yesterday about how Bradley Post couldn't get in touch with Christina. He went to the house and found her. Deputies responded at 11:08 a.m.
Boyfriend found
When they
her.
arrived, Post was outside talking on the phone when a deputy approached him. And when the deputy tried to ask Post questions, he instructed the deputy to wait as he continued to talk on the phone.
Wow.
The deputy said Post was shaking a little bit, but didn't seem too upset. When Post hung up the phone, he told the deputy he decided to come to the house when he called his fiancée, Christina, and she didn't answer. He went in through a back door, which he said was usually kept unlocked, and that's when he found Christina's body. Police went
Wow.
inside and did a
Trigger
sweep of the
warning.
residence just to be sure nobody else was inside, and went back out to talk to Post to continue the investigation. And during that interview, Post became nervous and asked if he needed to speak with his lawyer, despite the fact the deputy was asking very basic questions. Post did give law enforcement the name of someone he thought may be responsible, and that was not Zachary Hughes.
So do you think that he was nervous because he knew he had the child PORN there? Fires. Yeah. Bad winter has started. For sure. All right, I'm going to finish this and then I'm going to get my butt off here.
The police asked Post to accompany them while they searched the house, and strangely, Post wore gloves. What evidence was found in the home?
He wore
They found memory
gloves?
cards, a laptop, a cell phone in the living room near Christina's body. Also in the living room was a clear Ziploc with a white powdery substance that turned out to
No.
be cocaine. There was also dried blood on that Ziploc. I just want to take a moment to note here that during autopsy, there was no cocaine found in Christina's body.
Wow.
On the table
Okay.
near the hallway of the living room, they found Christina's purse, which had 2 envelopes, and inside each of the envelopes was $500 cash. In a back room, investigators found a single-shot firearm, which was in a bag
Wait.
that was inside a suitcase. In Christina's bedroom, there were documents.
So this is where I believe that they are saying that the crime scene was set up. Remember me talking about that earlier? That they felt the crime scene had been set up.
Documents regarding the ongoing custody battle with John Mello, as well as numerous USB drives. The sheets on Christina's bed had blood on them, and blood was found in
warning.
other areas of the home. They sprayed Blue Star, which showed a reaction for blood in the bathroom. After evidence from the autopsy was processed, they did find that Zach's DNA was found under one of Christina's fingernails from her right hand. The match was 825 million times more likely to be from Zach than a random unrelated individual.
Wow, buddy.
That bike was later located at the residence Zach was staying at while the search warrant was being executed on the property. A resident of the house said the bike was Zach's and it had recently been moved, but prior to that,
Wow.
it had not been used in a long time. Zach's DNA was also found on the bicycle. During the execution,
Zach, what did you have going on that you would do that to her when, as of right now, the only connection I see is that you knew her baby daddy?
of the search warrant, they found his phone and obtained a separate search warrant for that, which would later become a battle in court to obtain the 6-digit passcode to unlock the phone. Now, we learned about the events leading up to Zach's arrest from his bond hearing. His attorney focused on Zach's behavior since
So he was fighting from the beginning for them not to get the passcode to that phone.
prosecution began when he was arguing to let Zach out on bond. And he said, put simply, everything he has done since police obtained his arrest warrants have been the actions of an innocent man. At the time police obtained arrest warrants, Zach had been hired to perform for an international cruise line. And while he was in Detroit waiting to board a flight for Europe the next day, he was informed there was a warrant for his arrest.
Wow.
From his location, he could see the American-Canadian border and literally could have walked into Canada or could have boarded his plane to Europe the next day. Had he left, it would have been difficult to facilitate his return to the United States, especially if he traveled to a non-extradition country.
Exactly.
But-
Exactly. Isn't that weird? Now they find his DNA under a fingernail. They find other evidence. And he's supposed to be boot scooting boogieing out of there to go somewhere where he could have traveled to a non-extradition country. That's very interesting there, Mr. Hughes.
He didn't leave. He
Oh,
told his
he didn't
attorneys
leave?
he would return to Greenville and stand trial, which he did.
Oh,
He rented a
did.
car in Detroit and drove to Greenville directly and turned himself into the Greenville County Sheriff's Office November 3rd, 2021, where he was arrested for Christina's murder. 13th Circuit Solicitor Walt Wilkins told the judge in the case the premeditation, calculation, and planning that had to go into this crime was pretty impeccable. Now, a few days after Christina
Okay, hold on. I want to pull his Facebook up because I'm weird like that. Let me log into my Facebook. And I apologize, you guys. I do not get into my Facebook very much, and I do apologize for that. It's under ZacharyHughesPiano.com. It should pull right up because I'm sure that a lot of people Zachary Hughes Piano, unless they took it down. Let me see what I find here. No, I got Pretty Lies and Alibis right here. She is also on Facebook. Let me see if I can find a. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Huh. Why am I not finding it? ZacharyHughesPiano.com. Maybe I didn't put it together. I'll try one more time. Zachary. Let me try this one. I'm not finding it. I am not finding it. Sorry. I will have to try to see if I can find it. She does have it up. I will see if I can find it for us later. All right, let me find out where I was. Oh, did I lose her? Dang it. Hang on. I'm sorry, you guys. It's just like, let me sub to her here. Okay, here we go. Let me get it back. I don't think anybody cares anyway. Be honest. But that's all right. I'm going to finish watching it so y'all can hang and finish watching it or do whatever your little hearty hearts desire. You're expecting bad weather too? I know. I'm procrastinating. I got to go get some salt. I got to go get some salt for outside.
Murder. Her fiance, Bradley Post, was interviewed again by law enforcement. In the interview, he refused to answer multiple questions and refused to give the investigator the PIN number for Christina's phone until he could get advice from his lawyer. Major red flag, and now we know why, because of what they found on these devices. What about motive? Solicitor Wilkins told the court that Christina was in a bitter custody battle that began in 2016 with John Mello, the father of their daughter.
See, and that's what I don't understand because they found, they're saying on Zachary's that they also found inappropriate things on the phone.
Again, a reminder, Mello has not been charged in any way regarding Christina's murder, and neither has Bradley Post. Before we get into what we know about communications between Zach and Mello, let's go over the drama surrounding Zach's phone, which was confiscated during that search warrant of the home he was staying at. After his arrest, Zach refused to give the investigators the passcode to his phone. Of course, they wanted it because it would give geolocation data showing his locations if he had that enabled, as well as any access to messages related to the murder. And without his consent, they estimated it would take as long as 3 years and 9 months for their software to break the passcode to the phone. But
3 years and 9 months. Hey, Birdie. Good to see you. 3 years, over 3 years for their devices to be able to break the passcode. Okay.
They were able to extract some data even without the passcode. They did get some WhatsApp messages between Zach and Mello. There was geolocation from Google showing the location of the iPhone at certain times, photos, text messages, emails, and data showing when the phone had been turned off or placed in airplane mode. Zach put his phone in airplane mode 2 times the day before Christina's murder, which would be October 12th, 2 times on the day of the murder, which is October 13th, and 1 time on October 19th, which is 6 days after her murder. The messages investigators retrieved were scrambled, and when they say scrambled, it is like a word salad. The text message is there, but the words aren't in order. It's almost like putting together a puzzle.
Secret phone number got iDude private Christina's. Okay.
I have an example of that on the screen here.
That's crazy.
Between the two, they're said to be around 1,769 messages they exchanged. They did find numerous conversations between the two.
Christina was a vet. She was a veterinarian, from my understanding, to let you guys know a little bit about Christina. It's sad that she's the victim, and she's kind of lost in all of this, trying to figure out, you know, who did what and why. Why would someone of that talented be accused of unaliving this 41-year-old woman? But if they are finding conversations between her baby daddy and Zachary Hughes, what was he offered? What could have he possibly been offered to do that to another human being? That's pretty weird, I think.
Via WhatsApp between October 8th and the day of the murder, October 13th, 2021. In one exchange on the day of the murder, Mello asked Zach, how did the music research go? And Zach replied, good, I'll tell you over the phone. A circuit court judge did order Zach to provide the passcode. And on April 6th of 2023, prosecutors filed criminal contempt charges against Zach.
Okay, they're not.
Zach said he couldn't remember the passcode. He thought it was a combination of his birthday and Beethoven's birth and death years. Now, the information Zach provided did not unlock the phone,
Wow.
and it took law enforcement more than 670,000 attempts to crack it.
Wow.
Solicitor Walt Wilkins said, as you can imagine, with Mr. Hughes's renowned piano playing skills,
I bet.
I find it difficult to believe he can't remember 6 sequential numbers.
Wow.
Just a reminder, Zach memorized all 32 of Beethoven's sonatas.
Dang.
That was 600 pages of sheet music. Zach's father also said he wasn't able to remember passwords that his dad requested from him, such as one for the cell phone plan or one for a bill that was continually being drafted from his bank account, even though he was incarcerated.
Anyone with 10,000.
Okay, so have you guys ever heard of someone like that you can remember, playing a piano was something he probably did every day of most of his life. I don't want to sit here and say that that he's lying about not remembering the passwords and stuff. I can see that happening to someone, not being able to remember six numbers when your life has been spent reading music. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It kind of sounds like he didn't want him to find anything else in that phone.
Did not find that Hughes intentionally withheld that passcode, and the state's motion for contempt was denied.
Oh, it was denied. Well,
But they did unlock that device a couple of weeks later. But there were a lot of messages they couldn't access between Zach and Mello. WhatsApp is hard. We see WhatsApp used in a lot of these criminal cases we cover. It's encrypted. It's even harder if
I
the
don't
messages
know
have been
nothing
deleted.
about that.
So who knows what was lost on those messages. But
Has anybody in here ever been on WhatsApp? I've never been on WhatsApp. I hear about people having conversations on WhatsApp, but I've never been on WhatsApp.
what do we know about Mello and Zach? We know they seem to be good friends. Zach started working for Mello from at least 2020 through 2021. He cleaned his house and did some other odd jobs.
What?
Mello, as we know, is a music producer. And with Zach's background, it seems that might be the big thing they had in common was the music. In one message, Mello told Zach he had found Christina's
So Zach Hughes was cleaning Christina's baby daddy house.
private phone number and asked Zach to harass the crap out of her.
Okay, so right here we have baby daddy telling Zachary Hughes, here's my baby mama's private phone number, and I want you to harass the crap out of her. But what made him do what he did?
On the last episode, we talked about Mello being arrested 8 days after the murder on October 21st of 21 for custodial interference due to him taking their daughter to Italy. Mello listed Zach as the one who could pick up his belongings from the airport in Charlotte after his arrest.
Wow.
Zach was also the only family member Mello put down when he was in jail, so they were able to communicate while Mello was incarcerated. They also created an iPhone video with Mello giving Zach the rights to pick up his luggage and medication from the Charlotte airport after his arrest. We talked about how the custodial interference trial ended with the judge dismissing the charges since Mello was the sole custodian of their daughter. Fast forward to September 14th of 2023. Mello was arrested. Now, Zach was already in jail. He was served there. What for? They both were charged with first-degree harassment and criminal conspiracy. Investigators uncovered evidence beginning back in June of 2021, connecting both the men to a pattern of harassment and emotional distress inflicted on Christina.
There we go. That is a big tie to each other. But what kind of friendship did they have? That must have been a pretty intense type of friendship, just to bond over piano music and different kinds of music. And the whole Zachary Hughes being cleaning this guy's house is weird to me. It is weird to me. But then again, you know.
They were in bond court together. First time they had seen each other in quite a while. I have some footage of that up on YouTube now. I watched that hearing and made some notes, so let's go through what was said. The prosecutor said Christina reported a harassment issue in July of 2021 to the Greenville County Sheriff's Office. The prosecution mentions to the judge the custody battle, and at this time, that custodial interference case was still pending. Investigators found a message that was sent through WhatsApp from Mello to Zach on April 17th of 2021 saying, harass the crap out of her. On May 16th of 2021, an email sent from Mello to Hughes contained pornographic photos of Christina.
No.
And the URL from each of the photos, where they originated from, was from a pornographic website. Then
what? Now, don't forget, Christina's boyfriend was found with child images on his phone. That was her boyfriend. This is her baby daddy. This is the daughter's father. And they came from a website. Okay, hold on. I just want to kind of rewind that just a little bit. I want to. Okay. So April 17, 21, it was harassed.
17th of 2021 saying, harass the crap out of her. On May 16th of 2021, an email sent from Mello to Hughes contained pornographic photos of Christina. And the URL from each of the photos, where they originated from, was from a pornographic website. Then on June 30th of 2021 and July 17th of 2021, packages were sent from Greenville to several recipients with the same images and that same URL as the ones Mello emailed to Hughes. And in between those Greenville dates on July 8th, packages were also sent from Knoxville, Tennessee with the same contents. The recipients of these packages were Bradley Post, Christina's fiance, neighbors of Christina's, and also Christina's father at his place of business.
Okay, well, wait a minute, because if he sent the photos to Zachary Hughes, then Zachary Hughes would have sent them back to him, maybe to make it look like that he was just seeing them. This is weird.
Cell phone location from Zach's phone put him in Greenville as well as Knoxville on the days these packages were sent. Speaking of Mello, the prosecutor said as a result of the pending custodial interference case, his passport was in the custody of family court. He says that Mello is a dual citizen of the U.S. and Italy and requested if he got bond, his passport stay relinquished to law enforcement while that matter is pending because he would be an extreme flight risk, since he has
Wow.
said he intends to return to Italy as soon as he's able to do so. Hughes' attorney said Zach is in jail with no bond. He also says Zach is no danger to the community. He has no criminal history. He's been a productive member of society, and that these are only allegations. He also mentions Zach
Yeah.
served in the military and says he isn't a flight risk. He wasn't going anywhere, but defense attorney's got to defend. He also pointed out when Zach found out he had a murder charge, law enforcement did not know where he was, but rented that car and drove back to Greenville to turn himself in, knowing
He turned
that could mean
himself
life in
in.
prison. At this point, the judge said the victim's family could speak out if they wanted before she set bond, and Christina's sister did. She held up a photo from Mello's Instagram with him and Zach and tells Zach a week later, he posted the same photo, but you were cut out of it. He cut you out. She said she's going to give that photo to Zach's attorney in case he wants to see it a little more closely.
Wow.
Just because I feel like it's important for you to know that that's happening. I don't know that anyone's actually brought that to your attention. The images that were sent to our neighbors, remember, Christina lived with her sister. Our next door
Oh.
neighbors have a 6 and a 9-year-old. The neighbors across the street have a 10-year-old, a 9-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a toddler. They received these photos. This loving father sent pornographic images to people where any child could have gotten them.
Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh, you guys. I am sucked in. I am sucked in. So you all know me. We're going to be talking about this some more. I am going to be researching the shit out of this. I need to know. It is a I need to know situation. Wow.
With utter disregard for any harm he was causing the mother of his child. His child could have found them, her friends could have found them, and he did it anyways. Utterly callous, and based on lack of eye contact, I would assume no regret. Totally see what she might have been trying to do there. I think she was trying to get to Zach there with that Instagram post and showing the different ones, maybe trying to coerce him into
Yes.
talking if he knew something, but to this
Yeah.
day, didn't work if that was the goal. The judge asks Zach his date of birth. She recites the charges and says that they're misdemeanors, and they will set the bond at $5,000 per charge, cash or surety, but with a no bond for the murder charge, he was sent on his way. She then speaks to Mello and asks his date of birth. The judge said she honors the state's request about his passport, and if family court drops his case, he is to surrender that passport to law enforcement. He got a $10,000 bond for the harassment and $5,000 for conspiracy. Mello spoke out saying that he didn't have an attorney, and then he began speaking about the allegations, saying the mail was sent from Greenville and Knoxville, but then the judge interrupts and said, "We're not here to hash this out. It's a bond hearing, and guilt or innocence isn't
Wow.
going to be discussed here." And Mello said he understood. He did bond out and is still currently out on bond. That has not gone to trial yet. Mello's attorney subpoenaed Bradley Post to testify.
So he just got a nice little fine for harassing her that way.
At the custody interference trial that ultimately ended with the charges being dropped, but Post invoked his Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination, and his attorney says he will continue to do so until his charges are resolved. Zach's trial, again, set to begin 1 week from tomorrow. And on the last episode of this backstory, we're going to talk about one huge issue that still has to be resolved. Prosecutors want to keep the child sex abuse material out of Zach's trial for very obvious reasons, as you can imagine. Adults do not take kindly to people who
No,
do
they
things
do
like this to
not.
innocent children, and it really could railroad their murder case. I've seen it in comments on my first episode. I've seen it in comments from the time this was revealed a couple of years ago. Some people feel she is less of a victim due to her participation in the child sex abuse material. On the other hand,
So yeah, we're gonna be really getting into this, you guys, because from my understanding, they had a daughter. And things just aren't jiving with me as far as the daughter goes. Yeah. It's kind of like a Jen Soto type of thing.
of course, the defense wants this to come in. Their job is to get their client off, to get their client out, free, back in the world. And this is a very, very unique case. And then you have the whole
Yes.
issue of Bradley Post testifying at this trial. He found her body. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens, but the prosecution has a
Boyfriend who also had images on his phone.
huge elephant in the room with everything that's come out since she was murdered. If that ruling comes down this week, I will likely do a YouTube short on that. So if you want notifications and you're subscribed, hit that little bell icon.
I will, ma'am. Thank you, Pretty Lies and Alibis. I had actually watched her channel before. All right, I am going to be doing quite a bit of research on this, and we are going to find out what is going on. What a crazy trial. Crazy. We do have some trials that I have been checking on updates with. We will talk about that again another time. We'll talk about summer again. Maybe Steinary could come over and hang out and kind of, tell us his opinion on it. I know that he has been following Summer's case from the beginning. And so we'll definitely get into that. I know that late in the evening one night, I'm going to do a live and just talk about a few things that doesn't concern the Summer Wells case, but, is things that are happening and being said. And I don't know. We're just going to cover a few things like that and, try to get some facts out there, about some things that transpired around Summer's case. See if we can get some facts on some things out. So we will do that. But thank you guys who could be here. I know that the weather's bad. And so I really appreciate you guys hanging with me as long as you can. I'm praying for all of you. I know our weather's going to get bad too. It just hasn't slapped us in the face yet. I think tomorrow's supposed to be all right, but you never know with the weather. Okay. You never know with the weather. 1 minute it can be okay. And the next minute, it can hit you hard. So I think we're going to have a little respite tomorrow, and we're going to get out and go buy some salt and a couple other things. And Chad was out there today shoveling and just making sure that we can get out. So please stay safe, everybody. Thank you for hanging out. Go check out White Boy. Go check out Pretty Lies and Alibis. And like I said, I will be researching the crap out of this. And on down the line, Remain Calm will find what the heck is going on. So thank you, mods. Thank you guys for popping in. And it was good to see you, Birdie. I hadn't seen you. I hope you're doing okay. So let me peace everybody out. Peace out, everybody. Please stay safe, stay warm. Curl up with your dog or your cat. They'll keep you warm. And if you need to get a hold of me, please email me. Flies, I hope you're safe. I hope you stay warm and y'all quit losing your electricity. I know that's horrible for people. So I am praying for everyone, and I am sending a lot of prayers to Jenny Hinn's family. So sad, you guys. And like I said, the only thing that I would ask any of my subs to do is please take into consideration nothing off or anything about what happened to her is her parents' fault. It was a argument with a 17-year-old that went completely wrong the minute that she angrily went out the back door without her phone. And, so prayers to them. I couldn't imagine going through something like that. It has to be horrifying. Has to be horrifying. So that's all I would ask my subs and members and mods to do is just, you know, if the conversation is out there and you join that conversation, you know, it's okay to have your own opinion and stuff, but definitely go in with the mindset that all law enforcement agencies involved have stated no foul play. No foul play. I believe it was just an unfortunate accident. She walked out into the elements, and how it's just a sad thing. So sad. So please just try to remember that when I'm sure in the next couple days, somebody's going to be saying something, you know, about the family or what had happened. And, you know, I see it coming from somewhere, but not here. Not here for real. So thank you guys. I'm going to get off here. Have a great day. I will see you tomorrow. I will actually tonight schedule my live time for tomorrow. I'm going to start researching this case, and then I've got 12 other ones on the list. So it's hard just to do one. You get into, you know, trying to get all the names out there, and it's just really complicated to do sometimes. But peace out. Have a great day, and I will catch you guys later. And I do appreciate all you guys hanging with me for real. I appreciate it. Peace out, guys. Have a great day.